Hello and welcome to Mrs. Johnson's Mercantile Channel. This is Debbie and this is another show and tell of something I just completed. This time it is a baby's quilt for my youngest grandchild, Rosemary. In September of 2019 she'll be turning 1, and this is a tradition I do for the grandchildren with the exception of the first two. I have 9 now. The first two I did not do this because I didn't know I could do this or that this was out there. But anyhow, they're teenagers now and I don't think they care to have a blanket like this at this point. But this is number 7 for me. And made with a lot of love, and I am showing it to you in our great room. It's kind of a bigger place. We have a pool table up here, and this was the best way I could show you. So I'm upstairs in this room. Hopefully this doesn't make anybody sick because I have to hold this. If you do start to feel queasy, just close your eyes and it will pass. So this is what I made. It's a good size little baby quilt. How I discovered it is I found this on a blog. I fell absolutely in love with it. I ordered a kit, and then after that I found the panels and just did it myself from this pattern. I doubt if this is still around, but if you care to check it out, this is where I got it. And it's just absolutely adorable. What makes it so cute, this is from a Golden Book story, and there was a company who did different panels from certain books, well-known, well-loved children's stories. And so they put it in a pattern form to make a book for children, like a little soft book that they could turn and no pages to tear, and something toddlers can enjoy. But this smart company made the book panels into this quilt. And so anyhow, I'm going to take you on a little tour of this. So this is for our darling Rosemary. We have 2 granddaughters, and the other 7 are boys. It's made with 9 patch. On each corner of these, I hand quilted it, obviously, and what I used is pearl cotton and number 8 pearl cotton. And I'm not a hand quilter by any stretch of the means, but when you use this bigger thread, you can get away with bigger stitches, and it's kind of suiting for this. So in this quilt, I'll show you a few little details I did. I do love the washed and puckery look of it, making it look a little old. So it might be a little hard to see some of the details I stitched. In each 9 patch corner, there's a little heart. So there's hearts in all the corners of all these 9 patches. Then on each picture, I either just simply stitched around the characters, or I stitched an embellishment in there that I thought would be cute. Over here on this one, there's a bee, and the frog not sure if he wants to eat it or not. And I don't know if you can see this, in this family, this is my middle son, Stephen. He's got 2 boys and a girl. He's got Oliver, George, and Rosemary. And so this says George. I stitched each of the family members' names in here. Here's just a cute little scene. This one right up here says Mom. And this one over here says Eat. And let's see. That's just fun stitching. I love this squirrel. I thought he was so cute. And up here, this is much easier to read. That says Dad. And right here, I did Oliver. Oop, where am I? Where's my finger? There it is. All right, this says Oliver. And I did a heart next to Oliver's name. In person, you can see this better. I've got to hold this up here. That says Family. And there you go. And little mama and her babies. Up here, that's their little logo that they always have on the inside of their books. This one, of course, is the shy little kitten. And then up in this corner, I wrote I'm so sorry. I wrote Rosie, and I did a rose. And that's why I chose what I did for the binding, because it had little roses on it, and of course it's in pretty pink. Another thing I did, and I do on the backs of these, is that I do a dedication plate. So I embroidered that for her. I am so, oops, sorry. Oh, this is so lame. This is why we use tripods. So anyhow, it's made with great love for her in celebration of her first birthday. And they live all the way up in Oregon. We live here in Southern California. So Grand Guy and I are hoping to take a trip and be there when she turns 1. So this is the backing of it. I thought it was very sweet with the alphabet in it. So what can I tell you? That is this quilt. I showed you the pattern. This is the inside of the pattern. So it's mostly simply just a 9 patch. I did alter it a little bit to fit better. The squares are 7 3/4 is what I ended up having them, 7 3/4 instead of the 8 inches that they said, because it's really difficult to not get the border around it. So unfortunately it peeks out here and there. And this shows the back of the pattern upside down. There we go. Shoot. Holy moly. All right, there we go. And I used 2.5 inch binding by Lori Holt. She has an awesome way of doing it. Anybody that sews knows all about Lori. She's amazing. Go see her. Lori Holt, be in my bonnet. So that is that. Let's see, was there something else? Okay. Then as long as I'm showing you this is what I mean about how they come. So I saw the handwriting on the wall that I would have more grandchildren, so at the time I went and searched on the great internet to find as many of these as I could. I still have a couple left. I don't know if I'm getting any more grandchildren, but this is the Saggy Baggy Elephant. And then, actually I've got 2 panels of that. This is Scuffy the Tugboat. But you could just see how darling they are. And then, you know, they still make these panels for books. They'll continue to come up with them because it's such a fantastic idea. So this is one I found recently, much bigger panels, so your quilt block would need to be bigger. But how darling is this? Fairy Tales. And this is made by J. Wecker Frisch. Oh my goodness, I love her. She just came out with a fantastic Halloween line. But how darling is this that this would be a fantastic child's quilt mixed in with traditional quilt blocks. And this is very bright and pretty. And then here's another one I have. This is by Mary Engelbright, and this is a Christmas story. And it is A Merry Little Christmas. How sweet is this? So I'm just giving you some ideas here of how you can do this yourself if you can't find the Golden Book fabric anymore. And I did hand quilt it, and I'll share another thing I have that I absolutely love, and it's this. And that is how I am able to hand quilt. It is, I don't know if you, there's a little scratching. It's wonderful because you can put on this back bar, you put the batting and the backing piece. And on this one, you put your top piece. And on this is where they come together and you roll them, and this is the area in which you hand quilt. And I bought this system at a quilt show one time by this man. And he is wonderful. He hand quilts, he's well known, John Flynn. He lives in Montana, I believe. And with this system, you could turn it one way and do machine quilting, or like you could turn it the other way. And he shows both ways in this book where you can hand quilt. And oh my goodness, it makes it so easy to do. And it's so fun just to, you know, anytime you have a few minutes just to continue hand quilting on it. You can purchase longer rods so it can be adapted to any length of a quilt, but for me, I don't know if I tackle bigger than this in hand quilting. So I guess the only other thing, as long as I'm showing and telling, that I've done recently is these little baskets. Actually, they're called fabric buckets. And this is fabric, it's long retired, but it's by J. Recker Frisch. And oh my gosh, isn't that adorable? So there are quite a few tutorials. That's how I learned about them on the internet. If you just YouTube, Google them, you'll find them. And they're absolutely adorable. They're great gift holders. I find I use them. I'll go slow. Hi, Pearl. Hi, Monkey. And I find that I use them for lots of things. Here's one with some more of her fabric. I'm just in love with her. That I made, that I used when I was quilting this, that held all the necessities that I needed to have when I was hand quilting this, and it kept it all in a nice small container. So anyhow, thank you for enduring this very wobbly, crazy video. I hope you enjoyed this, and you never know what you're going to find on my channel. I'm going back to doing some paper goods where I think I'm going to work on a journal. Anyhow, thanks again for watching. Please have a wonderful day and create something awesome. Bye.